The Cambridge Dictionary had about 7 different definitions of sound, ranging from nouns, verbs, and adjectives. Sound, something heard or that may be heard. Sound, to suggest a particular feeling, state, or thing by the way something is said or a noise is made. Sound, to make a noise. Sound, in good condition, of a person healthy or a thing not broken or damaged. And the list goes on and on. Well, hello. My name is Willie M. Smith Jr., a graduate student at the West Texas A&M University, and I would like to review The Sonic Boom, How Sound Transforms the Way We Think, Feel, and Buy by Joel Beckerman with Tyler Gray, to fulfill the requirement of my seminar in evolutionary marketing class with Dr. Nick Gurr. Earlier, I mentioned different variations/definitions of sound in which I believe Mr. Beckerman covered extensively throughout the book. Beckerman showed us how sound works both in branding and everyday scenarios. The overall goal after reading this book was to make readers never hear the world the same again. The author accomplished his goal because I am now aware of boom moments, the sounds around me, how to create my own personal soundtrack, why I feel the way I feel about certain sounds, and how they affect me. And I now know how to create my own boom moments, be it in my personal and professional lives. The author discussed how some of the most powerful experiences are stronger when they start with sound. No other sensory input is as efficient when it comes to triggering these complex reactions. I would have to agree with this because when we think of graduations, marriages, and even a baby being born into this world, like the starting sound is so powerful, it sets the tone for what is also covered soundscaping, which we all do subconsciously. We pay attention to those sounds that are the most useful to us in the foreground and usually do not pay attention to the background noises. He told the story of a girl named Sarah who was actually featured on the Ellen DeGeneres show. She wasn't able to hear for the first 29 years of her life. And after a device was implanted to her ear and how she heard for the first time. When she finally heard, she described everything as being so loud, like she literally heard everything. But later then on, she started to do soundscape. Boom moments was one of my favorite parts of the book, hands down. Boom moments occur when businesses and peoples use sounds to rope in a lot of other senses, spark memories, tell rich stories with incredible efficiency, and most important, elicit feelings. The author gave examples of boom moments from the sizzle of Chili's famous sizzling fajitas, the 2008 release of a Mustang Bullet that had to sound just like the car from the movie, or Ford would have lost a lot of money, and also the feeling kids get and the memories adults have hearing the ice cream man come up the street. I agree, these moments are real. I can definitely relate to being in Chili's and hearing the fajitas before I can even smell them and want to change my order. I can also relate to running back inside and being unable to spit out the words, trying to ask my parents to give me money for the ice cream man. This past February, I had a boom moment way before reading this book. I had a huge presentation at work in front of headquarters in my local office, over 400 people. At the end of the presentation, the company was supposed to see that my research and my testing passed. When tests passed, showed across the screen at the end of my presentation, I could not help but shout, boom, it passed. Still to this day, whenever I walk around the floor and my coworkers and colleagues see me, they shout, boom, to me, and they just laugh. So now I know if they did not even remember anything else from my presentation, they remembered, boom, my test. The principles of sonic branding was also a fun chapter. We learned about the importance of using sound to create experiences, how to make sound matter, and how silence is power. The author gave examples of how he worked with AT&T to help them create their anthem and how hard it was. We also learned how businesses market these sounds by constantly looping them at stores, music festivals, featuring them on devices, and making sure is at the end of all their acts. Covered how pertinent the sound experience is at Disney and how they do oh so well with it. From getting out of the car in the parking lot and just feeling like you're in a magical world or one of the movies itself. From the tram ride to the monorail, from going to park, and even the restrooms, the sound never stops. And it definitely works in Disney's favor. This really does work for Disney because from being a child, I actually forget about everything outside the theme park, what's going on in the real world. It was these key points that stuck out to me the most. And that is my takeaway from the book. I loved how throughout the book, the author would tell us to close our eyes or to listen or watch certain things with the volume down. So let's try this again.
Wait. Ma'am, just wait.
If I just lay here, would you...
Man, that scene still gets me till this day. But without sound, and especially the chasing cars song in the background, it would not have sent millions of viewers into ravaging tears and protest for the show to bring back this main character. This show I just showed you is an amazing show that's still on TV till today, and it's on its 13th season, Grey's Anatomy. The creator Shonda Rhimes credits music and sound to why a lot of her shows are still successful today. She actually made Billboard TV's top music power players list because of the music from her shows. The Chasing Cars song is actually considered a Grey's Anatomy theme song to a lot of its fans because of the significance behind many deaths behind it. This is a great example of how sound can engage and phantom emotions. I would have to rate this book as a must read. It opens the reader's eyes to so much. I feel as if a lot of people will be much happier after reading this book if they just take the author's advice and take time to create their own boom moments and learn how to make sound work for them. From the Super Bowl experience, advertising, fanfare, to sitting in a Chili's restaurant and the instant watering of your mouth that begins from the sound of a sizzling fajita, from the tone you use in interviews, affecting how interviewers look at you, minus if you have experience or not. I've actually been dealing with the tone I'm doing in this video from reading this book. We are in control of many of those sounds, and it is up to us on how we will let it affect our emotions and our daily lives.